Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to the CRN Broadcasting Network. I am Dylan McDonald alongside tonight another special guest going to take over the premiere series tonight, Mr. Taryn. I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name tonight. I'm going to have to work on it until Wednesday. So I have now until 2 days from now to get your last name down pat. But welcome to the CRN broadcast booth as you're going to get a little bit used to and accustomed to some of these guys that drive in the Core Racing League. And tonight we do have the IndyCars at Road America. So this will be the IndyCar series presented by Liquid Death Mountain Water. And so far we're still going through qualifying, but why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself there, Taryn?
Yeah, man. Welcome in. Appreciate you having me today. Been looking forward to this all day, and looking forward to start broadcasting for you guys on Sunday nights. Yeah, so I'm the owner of HSR Racing Series. Just started our broadcasting services, HSR Broadcasting Network. So just been trying to get my name out there and doing those for a broad group of communities out there and right across you guys. And y'all been pretty supportive and kind of taking me under y'all's wing. And I look forward to helping you guys out.
Oh yeah, that is for sure. As we did welcome you with open arms into the Core Racing League. We do our premiere series on Sunday nights, which I'm pretty sure you looked at the schedule and said, wow, this is a pretty unique schedule. So always look out for the Core Racing League on Facebook, YouTube, and we have our own little website, as we call it, coreracingleague.com. You can find the vintage series on Thursday nights broadcasted by Carl and Jimmy Covert in the booth for CRN. Monday through Wednesdays, I will be in the booth on Monday and Tuesday, actually, with the Indy cars on Monday, the trucks on Tuesday, and then Jimmy and Carl are doing the Nora on Monday, the Nora on Tuesday, Xfinity and Truck League as well, and then they got the ECRC 87 cars, which I have been a part of, and that is a really good, great group of guys. And before we kick everything off, I do want to say, Carl, everybody here in the CRN world, HSR world, everybody in Core is thinking about you and your family through this struggle that you are going through with. Won't get into details as of right now, but just know that we are all praying for you and your family and hope everything does work out in your favor. But looking through this list, Taryn, I don't know if you've seen it so far, but there's a guy in here that has not been racing a lot in core, and he's finally making a comeback. You don't know him very well, but I do, and that is the qualified first so far. That would be the number two of Nick Nickerson.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Well, yeah, it's definitely going to take some time to get familiar with some of these guys, but after a few broadcasts with y'all, I'm sure they will start being all too familiar for some of them.
Yeah, Nick Nickerson is a admin of the Core Racing League, and he's shown his talents through anything road, dirt road, oval, anything you put this man in a car, he just performs very well. So glad to have him back out here on the track. Mason Smith so far sitting P number two in qualifying. As qualifying is done, I'll go ahead and bring up those qualifying results so everybody can see them. And looks like so far we do have. Let me reload my overlays here. All right, here we go. Show qualifying. There we are. In P number one, it is Nick Nickerson in the number two. Mason Smith qualifying second in the number six. Frankie Francica. He is a new driver tonight, starting P number three in the 097. The number in fourth position is Kevin McCann in the 033. Fifth is Sahaj Padir in the 072. Sixth is Alex Carver in the 079. Kevin Dixon in seventh in the number 99. Matthew Prentice in the 98, starting eighth position. Kevin Hollywood Foster in the number 8, starting ninth. Abi Visuvasam in the 08, starting 10th. Matt Crockett starting 11th. Mark Gonzalez starting P number 12. James Carman starting P number 13 in the number 28, and John Crane rounding out your 14 car field in the number 11. So there is 35 laps to this race, and I've never personally ran Road America, but I do know it is a lot of fun, especially in the uh, IndyCar. So that's I actually just bought the track. Not gonna lie, I did just buy the track a couple of days ago, so this is a whole new experience for me. But I have seen it ran on TV and everything, so I do know how everything goes as of right now. So far, everybody's still gritting in, but you can see Nick Nickerson running that Texaco number 2 and Mason Smith in that Alpine Star Arizona Cardinals. Two Arizona boys, so these two may be the class of the field tonight, but you always have to watch out for Sahaj Padiyar.
Yes, with it being Road America, this is actually my top favorite track on road courses. So it's going to be fun to watch these Indy cars on this track because I've only raced NASCAR series on this track, but looking forward to seeing what these guys can do. It's definitely going to come down to some breaking points. I'm sure a lot of guys are going to have some different breaking points when it comes to this track. So it'll be interesting on what kind of overtakes we will see throughout the race.
Yeah, that I do know. Let me get the track map up here for you guys, so that way you guys can see exactly what we see on the track. As we got the track map up here, you got a double apex left-hander. That's going to be a little bit of a trouble spot for these guys. Then you got the little bit of a long straight with a carousel in the back half of the track. I've always ran this track on NASCAR Heat 5 on the PS4 side, and it's a lot different going from an arcade stylish game to an actual sim racing series. But so far, give you a little bit of a rundown of how everything has shaken out so far since it is your first time in the booth with me. So far, Sahaj Padiyar in the 072 has dominated the series. He has won just about anything that you could win on after Indy. He won Detroit. He won last week at Phoenix. Now he's trying to make it three in a row as they get ready to kind of take you around the track as slow as you'll see him go tonight, and you kind of get the feel of what these cars kind of endure going all the way around this road course.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what these guys can do tonight. Definitely some tricky turns on this course. So they're definitely going to have to be very aware out there throughout the race.
Yeah, that I don't like the IR18s personally. I don't like open wheel stuff unless it's the SK mods or the tour mods or even stuff on dirt. So you will never ever see me in an IR18 just due to not having any experience in these cars. So I like my fenders on oval and road, so
Yeah.
I will stay with that stuff. But make sure you guys do like, share, subscribe to CRN, and also make sure you follow and like, share, subscribe to HSR as they're live tonight. Going to get a little bit of taste and have Mr. Taryn over here get a little bit used to his control panel, as you would call it. I'm still new to this. I'm still getting used to it. Taryn, I know you're the same way, so this is both practice
Oh
for
yeah.
both of us. So more than likely, more than happy to have you in the booth with me as we get to take and watch these IR18s go around this big course for 35 laps.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing the last few minutes, looking over all the controls and everything, kind of familiarizing myself with it, and we'll see how everything turns out.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a task at hands, especially if you have a lot of cars on track. Which Tuesday night, the truck series, we have about 28 to 30 people out there, and being the man that controls the cameras and getting everybody going is a little bit of a tall task. But the pace car is getting ready to dip off here. The initial start is on green, but any caution after that, the leader has discretion to go. As they go up the hill, the lights will come on, and Barney the flagman will have the flag in his hand, and they are green, green, green. Nick Nickerson takes the early jump, going to stay to the inside. Now he's going to cut
Oh,
across and get in front of his teammate Mason Smith, and he's going to lead him down into turn one.
definitely saw some position change there pretty early.
I'll take it back here through the back here to Mr. Kevin McCann. He did run the Next Gen Series. He did win 3 out of about 5 races that we got through on that series, but so far he is looking to add to his resume as he was a fellow broadcaster for the CR or for the Core Racing League, but now he has to work his way from P number 6 up to the front, and so far not wasting any time, going to try to get around the number 079 of Alex Carver. Looking back deep in the pack, Kevin Dixon, another new guy here for the Core Racing League in the IndyCar series. He's trying to make his name known up here, running P number 8 as Matt Crockett, the guy who always runs the Liquid Death cars, and he got to give a big shout out as we have Kevin McCann off the track. Not sure exactly what happened. Maybe he got a little bit off the rumble strip and that kind of carried him into the grass, but able to keep it off the wall and was able to save it. But Sahaj Padir, he went off the track as well, and he's still slow. Going to let everybody go around him and make sure he doesn't get involved with anybody. But that's 2 people in one corner to go off the track, and that's not how you want to start off your race.
Yeah, I'm just following along with Nick up here. He's still leading this charge back into turn one. Mason following closely behind. You said those two are teammates?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Nick Nickerson and Mason actually live a little bit close to each other, so they're always working together when Nick does show up. He has had a busy life as of late, but without further ado, I would like to say congratulations to Nick Nickerson on your engagement and your wedding coming up here in October. So, from everybody in the Core Racing League and on CRN and HSR, congratulations on your marriage. But I will say, Nick Nickerson is a road guy. He loves road. He does all the special events, endurance races when he can. And the dude dominates everywhere he goes, especially in a GT3, GT4, LMP1, LMP2. Anything he can get his hands on for road courses, he is in there like swimwear. And he gets spicy with it. It is just absolutely amazing what he can do inside of a car.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Nick and Mason, they're starting to pull away from third place. Frankie a little bit. He's 2 seconds back, but anything can happen to these cars. I know there's some turns on this track that they can find themselves getting a little loose at times. But right now, they seem to be pretty stable going around these turns.
We
But
may
then again, I
have
do
a
not have any
caution.
experience on this track with these cars, so they might feel a little different.
Yeah, I'm watching John Crane here. He's kind of limping it all the way around the track. I'm going to go ahead and jump back to a replay really quick and see exactly what happened to the number 11 of John Crane. He's running. He's got the 88 of Mark Gonzalez to his inside. He gets around him. John Crane just gets a little bit on the gas too much and hits the tire barrier up to the inside. Gets it back rolling. Doesn't want to caution this early in the race. Maybe wants to save that for a little bit later. But John Crane still running super slow around the track. That's going to be a little bit of a problem for our lead pack here as they're catching him pretty fairly quickly. Abi did go off track, but is back on, still keeping that IR18 super clean through this race. He didn't have the best night of his life last week at Phoenix as he goes a little bit wide off of that corner there, going up the hill underneath the Corvette sign. And now he's going to have the second left-hander into the dogleg right. As you can see here, he he keeps it on the track, still carrying enough speed, but John Crane's still trying to fight his way into the pit road as the leaders are getting ready to go onto the same straight as John Crane.
Yeah, I'm following Kevin McCann right now. You know, you said he kind of went off the track earlier, but he's still holding on to that fifth place position. He's right behind Alex in fourth, and they're trying to chase down Frankie right now. Oh, while I'm talking, Kevin actually went off the track a little bit, was able to get it back on pretty quickly.
Yeah, that especially in a Delara IR18, you don't want to get off track too much, especially with the speeds that you're going to be carrying. But as we're talking about it, Nick Nickerson and Mason Smith have got themselves a little bit of a battle as they got around the number 11 of John Crane. Mason Smith was looking to Nick Nickerson's right side of his car, not able to make the pass as Nick Nickerson pulls back out front. And now these two are in a league of their own as Frankie Franchicha in the 097 is trying to track them down. But I think if these two get side by side, that could open up the door for third place, even possibly fourth. So you don't want to be battling too much, as that could open up a door for you to lose 1 to 3 spots all in one little corner.
Yeah, they definitely are pretty close up here, but with these two being teammates, they probably kind of understand, like, hey, they still got a long race ahead of them. Just keep it clean and then battle it out on that final lap if they stay up here all race.
Yeah, 35 laps in these uh, Indy cars doesn't go very slow. It's pretty quick. We did 200 laps last week at Phoenix International Speedway, and that 200 lap race went by fairly quickly. Didn't have a lot of cautions where I thought we would, considering it is the IR18 on a intermediate slash short track, and they were able to keep it clean and green. As anything in core, we do that all the time as well. So far your positions haven't really changed a lot. They're still about how they were to begin with, and I'm excited to see when exactly everybody will be making that pit stop.
Yeah, you see Frankie in third gaining some time on Mason here. He's only about a second and a half back from them, so I would definitely keep my eye out for Frankie here, and he'll kind of give us a battle up front.
Oh yeah, new guy gonna make his presence known here. He just joined the Core Racing League, got himself a number, and is in the league. So congrats to him coming in here and running with these top guys that have been here all year round. Alex Carver actually ran the uh, Spa 24 as we have John Crane in the back. I'm going to jump back to, oh, he's got another broken tire. Not exactly sure what happened. Going to go ahead and rewind it just a little bit more here and see exactly what happened to the number 11
Oh wow,
as
yeah. Let me rewind this and see
he
what happened here.
he just misjudged his corner and hit the tire barrier on the other side. Pretty much the same corner where he lost it the first time. Hit the tire barrier on the right side of the car. And surprisingly, he did not tow. So that's a man that does not want any cautions during this 35 lap race. Just wants to hurry up, get it done and over with. As I don't blame him. I'm not a fan
Oh
of it.
wow.
And looks like Kevin McCann came up on the mics here. Everything's still clean and green, and we are 5 laps out of this 35 lap race. And we'll definitely see how this race fans out.
Well, let me ask you this: do the drivers have any fast repairs tonight?
Yes, sir. The drivers do have 2 fast repairs tonight, so definitely don't want to use them when you don't need to. But they are there if you need them, and especially with the IR18s, a little bit of a wall slap could get you into some real dangerous territory. So always got to make sure you keep
Yeah.
one in your back pocket for whenever you really do need it.
Yeah, I think with John Crane's incident there, he's probably got to use one. Had a tire hanging off and wobbling a lot, so
Yeah, John Crane
had some
still.
damage to that front wing.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it up to John Crane. He is doing his best to get around the track with all that damage on his number 11 machine. So kudos to him, not wanting to have the caution come out here tonight, as Nick Nickerson still leads the pack. Mason Smith in P number 2, Frankie Franchicha in 3rd, Alex Carver in 4th, Kevin McCann in 5th, Matthew Prentice in 6th, Sahaj Padiyar just made the pass on Kevin Dixon for 7th place. Kevin is in 8th. Mark Gonzalez in 9th. Kevin Hollywood Foster in 10th. Matt Crockett, the Rocket, in 10th. Or 11th, excuse me. Abhi Vishwasam in 12th. James Carmen in 13th. And John Crane rounding out your 14-car field.
Yeah, I'm actually riding along with Alex here in his cockpit. They're not having to lift a lot in these turns, so I'm sure these cars, feel a lot different than the NASCAR cars on this track. So, seem like they're much easier to drive for the most part.
Yeah, they. I mean, I've ran them a little bit here and there. Just not as much as I would like to or should. I'll gladly stay up in the broadcast booth where I know I'm safe and can
Yeah.
save the incident points. Don't want to get a 4X just looking at the car itself. So glad I'm up here in the
Yeah.
booth, and these guys can struggle with these cars. As it looks like Carver got a little bit loose going up and over the hill, going into the double left-hander. We have James Carmen. Not sure exactly what happened. Going to take another look here as we look and see here in the number 28 Odyssey. Goes a little bit wide, cuts it back down in, gets a little bit of the grass, and ends up nosing it into the inside wall there. Not sure if he has to tow or not, but we're going to go ahead and go to the live scene here, as there's a lot of people going off track, and I wonder if that is a condition of having the tires.
Yeah, I'm starting to see some guys get loose. Oh, you actually
Mason
got Frankie around.
Mason
I'm
Smith
sorry,
just
Mason.
wrecked. As we're gonna go ahead and jump to this scene here, see exactly what happened to Mason Smith. Not sure what happened, but he goes into the turn.
Oh, and then you got another car around in the
Oh,
same area. Oh, you got 3 cars there. Just
so I do see people
wow.
jumping back to the pits here. Not sure exactly what's going on.
So you got
So they had to tow so that will be a caution flag. So that will bring out our first caution of the night, as you had a little bit, it looked like somebody threw rain out there while they were racing, and that's just something that you don't really want to see, as we went 8 laps to the green and finally have our first caution. So there's just a lot to go over there, and luckily I was able to catch that somebody had to tow and jump the pits, as that would be the number 6 of Mason Smith.
yeah, Mason spun out first there, took some damage, and then I believe it was it sorry, I'm trying to get familiar with these names.
Oh yeah, you're fine. Well, as we normally do here in Core, we're gonna go ahead and bring in a in-race reporter, and who better to bring in for in-race reporter than the man, the myth, the legend himself, Nick Nickerson. So Nick, I have to ask you, this is Dylan and Taryn in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Hey, how's it going, man?
Oh, it's going good up here. I'm pretty sure it's going good down there for you, as you're just really good at road courses. But how many laps? I wasn't able to calculate this before the race started, but how many laps were you projected to go on fuel before that caution came out?
No, I think I had about 6 more laps. I was trying to save fuel to get to lap 15.
Oh, okay.
But just trying not to lose too much time from the guys behind me. But obviously that's up in the window now, so I'm expected everybody to come in and just top off and get 4 new tires. If they're smart, they probably get primaries because we still got a lot of racing to do here, and we still have to make one more stop, I believe. Although I'm not too familiar, this is the first time I actually ran this car in this series. Uh, so I've just been busy most of this season, but yeah, man, hopefully I know enough to pull off the win here. We'll see.
Well, if I know anything, I know Nick Nickerson can get it done. As I've ran with you in the Premier Series, I ran with you in the Vintage, I've ran with you pretty much everything that Core has to offer. And we did give you a little bit of a congratulations on your marriage coming up here later this year. And
I
we
appreciate
miss
it.
having you out here on the track whooping on us. So, uh,
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I'm pretty much back in the car. I don't know if I'll run every single series, but I'm definitely back in the Premier. I like to run the IndyCar as much as I can. What's left of it. Just been tied up with work, and I get home and I'm just like, it was so hot out during the summertime. I just didn't feel like racing, and but should be back now to hang out with the guys.
well, one thing we do have to ask, are you going to do Vintage?
I would like to do vintage again. That's starting up, I think, next week, the week after.
August 4th is the
August
first
4th.
race of Vintage.
Yeah, I would definitely like to do vintage. I mean, those cars are so much fun, man. So it's hard to pass that up.
Well, it was fun being champion for 1 year. Got to give it back to Nick Nickerson coming
Yeah.
back into the
uh,
car. No, it's always a pleasure running with you and with your work schedule, and having the bride as well. So gotta put that into account. But good to have you back out here on track in the number 2 car instead of the number 85. But before we
yeah.
send you on out of here, Taryn, do you have any questions for our race leader as of right now?
No, I just want to thank Nick and all the other drivers for allowing me to come out tonight and jump in the booth with you. And I'll gradually get familiar with all you guys and look forward to broadcasting for y'all on Sundays.
Yeah, man. Good words.
All right. Well, that I will go ahead and put you back up there. You were in general, the regular general, and
Yep.
hopefully we'll be talking to you at the end of the race.
Sounds good, man. Talk to you soon.
Yep. All right. That was our race leader, Nick Nickerson, in the number 2, finally coming out of retirement, we should say. And yeah, if he does run on Sundays, you will definitely know the name Nick Nickerson, as he is very competitive, fast, and he's also going to be there to help you get faster and better in a car. He's helped me. He does have a Sebring 12-hour win, as I was on his team for the Sebring 12-hour this year, and we brought it home P number 1 in our split. And the dude, he legit helped me through this whole season of being in core, and glad to see him back out here on track.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay. If on your control panel, I
Uh,
just if you go to display mode and you hit race, it should show the race and laps and all that stuff. If not, you'll have to reload and it'll show you as well.
okay. I think I got it
A
though.
little bit of technical difficulties on Terran's side, as he is still getting used to his control panel. So if you guys hear us talking about what to do here and there, just give us a little bit of a break, as we are still beginners. Um,
Yep.
and we obviously, as the seasons go and we get more familiar with the SDK side of things, everything will be looking spicy on the broadcast side. And not gonna lie, I had a buddy of mine, Wes Fuller. He did the broadcasting with me on Monday or Friday nights for the next gens, and I
Uh,
happened to say spicy just one time. Just one time, he's like, "I've never heard the word spicy ever." I was like, "Well, hey, gotta be different, you know. You just
yeah.
got to. You can't be original. I'm not, So there's just gonna be a couple little bit of things that I'll throw out there, and you'll pick up on them. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's I
It's getting a
use the
little
word
spicy
spicy a
on the
lot.
track out there.
Yeah, yeah. See, it fits. It just it
It does. It does.
it just fits. You always got to have fun with it and go as like that. And not sure if you have it. I got for my standings, I have it full name and then I have it on the car number, so you know exactly what car number that person is. It'll show up on your tower.
So I have Gap. I don't know why. Oh yeah, I got it on car number. Sorry. Thought I did, but I think it went away. What I what I click on that? Okay. Yeah, I got it. It's showing.
All right, we ended up having a little bit more problems there and ended up getting everything squared away. But all in all, still using good. And like I said, this season is presented by Liquid Death Mountain Water. Never tried it personally, um, but I hear it's good stuff. I just don't like sparkling water. I think it's sparkling water. So if you do, make sure you get with Matt Crockett, and he can give you a code to get a little bit of a percentage off of Rocky or Liquid Death Mountain Water. I almost said Rocky. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. We recently got a new sponsor called Dubby over at HSR. So if anybody's interested in their products, make sure to use the code HSR to get a 10% discount.
Yeah, my buddy Mike Little that is going to start running the truck series whenever he can, whenever he doesn't work. He's actually sponsored by Dubby, so that's always good to
Okay.
see. You know, energy drinks and kind of that nature get involved in the sim world. And
Yeah, it's like energy drinks, and they have like all kinds of other different things. You can buy like little shaker bottles and stuff like
yeah,
that. So
yeah,
a lot of different things that you can get.
yeah. Core Racing League is actually got Raise Energy on their side. I'm part of the insider program. Eric Andrews, the owner of Core Racing League, is an insider as well with the Raise Energy. Really good stuff. Dubby, I haven't tried it yet. I've been kind of lean. I don't really, I don't really know the word to describe it. Scared, I guess you could worried. Maybe I don't know. I'm not really big into powder. Just give me a can, crack it open, get it gone.
Okay.
So, so far, Mason Smith and it looks like John Crane are out of the pits. They're going to try to catch back up to the field here, as they got a long way to go. So we may have to delay the green just 1 minute here. I'm going to.
You might have time because there's still plenty left. Um, the lights are off on the pace car, but they're only kind of in the middle of the track at this point.
All right, had to do a little bit of race control there as Carl and all that stuff was going on with them. So make sure if you aren't already subscribed, and you can catch Carl and Jimmy over there broadcasting the Nora. I believe it's trucks tonight, or maybe it's even Xfinity. Not exactly entirely sure, but they are doing double duty over there tonight and tomorrow, and I do the truck series tomorrow night. So always make sure you watch those live notifications come up on your cell phone or even on your computer. Who knows, you might be interested in joining as we are always recruiting. HSR, I'm pretty sure you guys are always recruiting as well as they are on the front stretch here. Not gonna go green just yet. Nick Nickerson gonna bring them to the green as they're going to wait for those guys. And there it is, Nick Nickerson on the outside. Not sure what happened deep in the pack as they are three wide, get ready to go into turn number one as they just made it through there. One car off the track. Not sure exactly who that is, as it looks like the 097 of Frank Francicia went off the track going into turn number one.
Yeah, with that first green flag run, that kind of gives us an idea of like how long these tires are going to last for these drivers. So they went about 9 laps, and you saw some guys starting to get loose. So probably going to see the same scenario here. They're probably going to have a good green flag run, but later in the run, they're going to start, filling those tires, kind of get loose on them, and they'll have to, be careful around these turns on this track.
Oh yeah, more than definitely got to be cautious, especially with these tires. Not exactly sure what they're going to do, give or take here or there. As you heard it from Nick Nickerson, put primaries on as you still got a lot of race left. And so far, Nick Nickerson out to a commanding lead over Kevin McCann as they're going to do a little bit of a battle here if Kevin McCann can get to the back uh, bumper, I would say, of the number two of Nick Nickerson. As Kevin McCann goes off track there, not sure what happened. Maybe he misjudged the entrance and the exit to that car or that corner, but able to keep it on track, not spin it out or anything. So move him still in P number two, but Sahaj Petayar, the 072, running P number three.
But yeah, back to what you were saying. We are always recruiting over in our community. We do money events on Fridays and Saturdays, and then we have our free street stock league starting this Wednesday, which we're pretty excited about that. As of right now, I got a count of 15 drivers that are going to participate so far. If we keep that entry up consistently, I would anticipate that we would have 20 plus drivers for this Wednesday. So definitely look forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I guess we could let the cat out of the bag with that being said. Well, Taryn, I guess you could say you're actually with the broadcaster for that Wednesday Night League for the street stocks. Yes, I do race on Wednesday nights, but with how early the ECRC does race, I should be done in time for the street stock broadcast as I'm actually going to be looking forward to it. Never done a broadcast outside of Core Racing League, so this is going to be all new for me. And be watching on the CRN channel as here in a couple days, maybe a week, me, Carl, and Jimmy will have some bigger news for everybody that follows the CRN Racing Network.
Yeah, happy to have you broadcast that for us. Originally I was going to broadcast those races for the guys, but ever since putting together HSR community, I have not been racing that much. So I wanted to find a broadcast for that so that I can jump on the track with the guys and have some fun for once.
Yeah, it's always fun to get, step out of the booth and actually step down on the track. As me, for me, running in Core Racing League, I race on Sunday nights, which is the premiere, different car, different track every week, and then I do the Vintage Series. So, Taryn, if you're free on Thursday nights, man, we'd love to have you out there in the 87 cars, as those are really fun. It's only a 10-week season, and can't wait for those to start back up, but not sure. I'm hearing a little bit of talking over the radio as Matt Crockett went off track. We're gonna go ahead and jump back and see what exactly happened here. As we're looking here, Matt Crockett. Oh, he missed. He was dodging a wreck. So not sure exactly what happened here. We're gonna jump back even further as Abhi Vishwavasham and Matthew Prentice get together. But this, yes, Abhi Vishwavasam gets in the back of Matthew Prentice, sends him through the tri-oval. Well, not tri-oval, sorry. My little oval is coming out there. And they both get back going, and that's just not something that you see out of Abhi Vishwavasham. He's super clean, but no caution as of yet, as we are 15 laps out of 35 at Road America.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but we do have a little bit of shaking up at the front. I hope I pronounced his name right. Sahaj.
Yes, sir, that is Sahaj
Okay.
Padiyar.
All right, so Sahaj has moved up in your third position. He's trying to run down those top two, Kevin and Nick. So we'll see if he can get up there along with them and kind of give them a run for their money.
Yeah, he's always been up front through the first half of the season, and so far it's pretty much been the Sahaj show, as he's won the last two races, but now he's got Nick Nickerson and company behind him, or in front of him, I should say, as it looked like Keith Dixon locked him up going into that first left-hander going up the hill into the second left-hander. No lock up there, but off track he goes, spins right in front of the number 97 of Frankie, and it looks like Mark Gonzalez spun as well, just a corner ahead, right in front of the 079 of Alex Carver. So that's two guys in two corners taking a little bit of a loopsy goopsy as they get back going, but still no caution is out on the racetrack. Definitely not what you want to see, especially when the broadcaster is on you and you make that mistake. Kind of a little bit of a broadcaster's curse there for the number 99
Yep.
of Keith Dixon. I've done it before. And Taryn, I'm pretty sure you've probably done it as well. And I
Oh,
will,
I've done it plenty of times.
yeah, it's yeah, broadcaster's curse really is an actual thing. So if
It
for the
actually
people,
is.
if for the
It
people who
is.
says it's not, it is. Okay. It just, you know, it's always fun to be the in-race reporter and all that stuff, but when the broadcaster's on you, watching you guys battle and you loop it, I'll take full blame for that. But able to keep it off of the wall, keep it off of other cars. So the number 99 and the 88 both spun in two different corners, able to keep it clean as they are back on track and still racing. But you can kind of see how hard that number 99 is trying to dig through every single corner, kind of letting the car just fold the tires as he's trying his hardest to get back up to where he was. As we look here, Kevin McCann still in the tailwind of Nick Nickerson, kind of keeping up with him though, not letting him pull away too much, as Nick Nickerson has a 1.2-second gap, and that is steadily closing. But Nick Nickerson showing his road skill abilities tonight in the IndyCars.
Yeah, you kind of see Nick kind of going that gravel a little bit off of that turn. but he was able to hold on to it. He's trying to utilize all the track like he is supposed to do as he comes to lap 17 of 35.
Yeah, Nick is one of those guys that knows how to save tires, save fuel, and save a race car. He is dominant in everything he possibly does, but like you did say earlier, with that in-race interview, summertime in Arizona, so it gets a little bit too hot to want to be sitting in your sim rig. So, uh, glad to see him out here. Kevin McCann still trying to track him down, but Sahaj Padir still running P number 3. But look who's back up into P number 4. That'll be the number 6 of Mason Smith as we have the 079 around. Not sure exactly what happened, and that will bring out our second caution as we have. Oh, actually, that's not going to bring out a caution as Alexander Robbins has manually disconnected.
Oh no.
So, not entirely sure what happened with the number 097 or what was his number? 079, I do apologize. The 079 of Alex Carver, uh, not able to continue this race, so probably has a little bit of damage and not able to continue. Possibly, maybe use both of his fast pairs. But we are going to keep this race clean and green as Nick Nickerson is starting to catch the number 28 of James Carmen here. So now we're going to see these guys battle through lap traffic.
Dylan, I'm going to reset my live timing real quick. Give me just a second.
Yep. All right. Well, as Mr. Terran is doing that, we'll go ahead and look and see if there's any other big battles on the track. Also, if you guys want to see a car that you know, or even a guy that you know, and you want to see their car and how they're running, let us know in the chat, and I will go back and watch his car here as the number 11 and the number 98. I believe might have gotten together. Going to take a look back at this replay here, as it looks like the 98 is following the number 11. He gets into the corner. The 11 kind of breaks a little bit early to make the corner, and that's not the way you want to see it be done, as the number 98 does not have a front clip anymore. So, big mover out of the pack would be the number 11, faring not so bad after that rear end incident.
All right, I am back. I had to figure out why it wasn't showing the track map, and it's kind of acting a little buggy when I click on the names, like when you cycle through the drivers.
Yeah, are you double clicking their name?
No. Does it need to be a double click? It sure does. Would you look at that? Well, I mean, on the default one, it usually just lets me click once and it's good. But
Yeah,
you live and you learn.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly. That's all that matters. You live, you learn, and then I got it set to where down at the bottom I record all the events, so that way I know who goes off track, who wrecks, who jumps to pits, so on and so forth. That is always good to have as well. And so far, one caution out of this whole race, and you heard Nick Nickerson say it before, you could go about 15 laps, and the last time they pit was about, I'll get the pit stop up here for you guys, stint length, as Nick Nickerson pit on lap number 9. He's on 9 lap old tires and fuel. Same with McCann, Sahaj. Mason Smith is on 11. Gonzalez is on 9. Franchicha is on 9. Kevin Foster and Matt Crockett is on 9 lap tires and fuel. So with that being said, pit stops are going to happen here in a few more laps. The top two have gotten through the lap traffic. Now Nick Nickerson does have the clean and fresh track ahead of him, but it looks like James Carmen just went off the track and came back on. Gonna go over here and look at a CRN replay here. Going to see what happens to the number 28 as he's got third place Sahaj right behind him. He goes into the first turn, gets into the gravel, keeps it straight, slows down. Good job by the number 28 of James Carmen. Not going to spin that car out. Wants to get it slowed down and able to get back on track safely.
Yeah, he was able to keep it on the track, so props to him for keeping that thing without any damage.
Oh yeah, that is big, especially for these Indy cars.
Now, tell me about these compounds. I'm not all too familiar with them. I notice, some have red and some are yellow.
I
Like
I
on
know
James, for example, he's still on that red
James.
compound.
I think that might be primary. I think. I'm not entirely too sure of which compound is which. If you guys know anything about these Indy cars, please let us know in the chat. Give the broadcasters a little bit of help because I am completely lost. I only know of one tire, and that's a Goodyear Eagle. So, well, two, because I did grow up in the drag racing world. So you got Hoosiers and you got Goodyear or Mickey Thompson's, whichever one you choose. It doesn't matter. I'm just here to make live video. That's it. Don't shoot the
Yep.
messenger.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I know some tires you have a harder compound and you have a softer compound, and they both grip a little differently. So it would be good for both of us to learn what each compound does for these cars, because when it comes to NASCAR cars, it's just simple as to put them on and off.
Yes, especially with the new next gen cars, they only have the single lug, so they're kind of doing exactly what the F1 does with the single lug rotations. But it was actually kind of cool that one year when they had the All Star race, they had the special tire, they called it, with the green lettering. And that was actually pretty cool to see in the All Star race at Charlotte. I think it was called the primary compound that they had to run at least 5 laps in, and they could come down pit road and change that tire. But so far, it looks like James Carmen is going to be the first one to duck down into pit road. The 88 of Mark Gonzalez is going to follow, or not Mark Gonzalez, sorry. Nobody followed except for John Crane. Crane's going to follow him into pit road, and it's going to start our second scheduled pit stops.
Yeah, so this is the first round of green flag pit stops. So it's going to be interesting how it's going to come down to how it's going to space this field out. And if Nick and Kevin stick with one another, they can potentially just pull away with this top two finish for them both.
Yeah, Kevin Foster did come down pit road. It looks like Abby's just going down pit road as well. So Mark Abby, nope. There's Abby. Couldn't see him through the trees, but Abby's going to come out right behind, or James Carmen's going to come out right in front of Abby Vishwasam, as Abby is currently running P number 9. And before going live and talking to him, he wanted a top 10, and so far Abhi Vishwasam has the top 10. But before I get carried away, I'm going to stop talking about it because that's when everything goes bad. So we'll go ahead and focus our attention to the number 11 car, who just spun out yet again, looking like John Nobinger out there, like John did last week at Phoenix. And if you haven't watched that video, anytime we did a rewind or a replay, it was John Nobinger taking a 360 all the way around the track almost, and looking like Jimmy Johnson out there, not hitting the wall only but 2 times. He hit the wall twice out of probably 10 to 11 saves. So John Crane out there doing what John Nobinger does, and playing the Jimmy Johnson as John Crane got it in the grass just a little bit. Something you definitely don't want to do in an open wheel car.
Yeah, it looks like you got Mark Gonzalez going into the pits now, so he is all alone. So we'll see how
Oh,
that
John
works out
Crane
for
spins
him.
it again. Does a Jimmy Johnson. Doesn't hit the wall, though. Going to try to get back on track here, right in front of Abhi Vishwasam and James Carmen. Those two able to keep it off of John Crane. Sorry to cut you off there, but time for me to get off of John Crane here because that is the second person to go off track and spin. And now we're going to take you back up to the top two battle of the race. Has been like this all race, the number 2 and the number 033. But before we get carried away with that, I'll let you go ahead and continue what you were saying there, Terrence.
I have to give it props to John Crane there. He spun out, he put it directly in reverse to get away from the track to allow those drivers to get by him before he came back up on the track. Usually, sometimes you'll see people just come directly back on the track. They don't really care if anybody's coming or not.
Yeah, always good to see, everybody being as patient and understanding as John Crane was there, coming back onto the track and keeping it off the racing line so Avi and James Carman could go past him without any repercussions. As it looks like James Carman's coming out of pit road now, and we're looking about 1 to 2 laps before Nick Nickerson and Kevin McCann come into pit road.
Yeah, that's what I've been waiting on to see when they pit. It's got to be within the next couple of laps, I would assume.
Yeah, he said
And we are now
15.
on lap 23 of 35.
Yeah, I believe, yeah, it was 15 to 16 laps that they could go on a tank of fuel. And maybe Nick Nickerson's going to pit to make sure he's got enough fuel to make it to the end. Still able to have one more caution in this whole race. That's just something that Nick does not want to see while he's down pit road. Granted, this is a bigger road course, so you do have time to get in and out before that fuel ends up catching you.
Yeah, I do have to say, I've enjoyed watching Kevin and Nick up front. Like, they just have complete control of these cars. It doesn't matter how loose they're getting. You can definitely tell the back end of Nick's car is getting a little loose around the turns, but he is just handling that thing smoothly.
Oh, look at that big time drift going through that little right kink there. Is he's showing, hey, I can do road, I can do dirt oval, I can do oval, but I'm also a Formula One drift or Formula Drift type of guy. As Nick Nickerson and Kevin McCann both
Here
go
they
down
come.
pit road.
So if this race goes green the rest of the time, this will be their final pit stop. Am I right?
Yes, sir. This will be the final pit stop with 10 laps to go. Kevin, Nick, Sahaj, and Frankie all going down pit road. So the top four into pit road, but Sahaj and Frankie have a little bit of catching up to do as these guys are in their pit stall as of right now. Going to see 4 tires come off, 4 tires go on, fill it full of fuel, and see what they can do. Nick and Kevin already out, so that was a pretty quick pit stop. Forgot the Indy cars only take about 4 to 5 seconds when stock car takes 13 to 14. So that's always going to be something that I'm going to have to get used to as Nick Nickerson beats Kevin McCann off of pit road, and now he's got the number 99 in front of him. But look at that gap already 10 sec or Frankie did not pit. Frankie Franchicha did not pit.
Yeah, I was wondering, how he was able to get in front of them, and I don't. Yeah, he is not pit yet, so once he goes into pit, then Nick and Kevin will definitely take over those top two spots again. But then you have Sahaj kind of falling a little back behind them, almost 14 seconds now behind Kevin.
But he is under fire from the number 6 is Mason Smith all over that back bumper of the number 072. And as you can tell, Sahaj has different sets of tires on. I believe the reds are primaries, possibly. Not sure. Sorry again if I messed it up. But Mason going with the red compound, Sahaj going with a different compound. And I will say they do get the push to pass on road courses only. So you're going to see DRS being engaged and opened possibly going through the fast sections of this racetrack. Still, the biggest battle on course is Frankie Franchicha is going down pit lane as of right now. And it looks like Sahaj got into the dirt just a little bit, able to save it. But here comes Mason Smith, going to be right on his back bumper, going to give him a little bit of a nudge. Both keeping it clean as they get ready to go up the hill and back down and go into turn number one. Sahaj got a little bit of a lead over Mason Smith, but Mason diving it to the inside and possibly going to take over that third position going into turn number one. And as I say
Yeah,
that,
watching
Sahaj pulled.
Mason from the cockpit, he's getting pretty close to Sahaj there.
Yeah, Mason is just like Nick, wants to be smooth, consistent, not overdrive the car, and that's exactly what Mason Smith is doing. Learned from the best as Nick Nickerson regained the lead, but he's got a 2-second gap over our second place runner, Kevin McCann.
Yeah, this is definitely a great battle between Mason and Sahaj.
They're going back and forth. Mason not able to make the pass, but Sahaj keeping him honest. Like, hey, if you want to make the pass, I'm going to make you earn it. As they get ready to go through onto the first kink and down into the second kink. This is where Nick Nickerson tends to get a little bit loose, but now on fresher tires, it's not going to be the case. As Mason Smith had a good run on Sahaj, thought better of it, and not going to take the spot that this lap, but look for Mason Smith to take over the number 072 of Sahaj Padir as Mason backing up his corner entry to get a good exit off, and Mason on his inside, well, right side of the number 072, maybe going to possibly make this pass going into turn number one, as Sahaj still has the advantage going into one, and he clears him going into one. So keep Sahaj in P number
They
three.
are so close.
He is super close to getting that P number three, just not able to capitalize on it. But now you're starting to see what these guys can do here. Exactly what happens as the 08 has spun and wrecked. And we'll go ahead and jump back to it as Hobby Vishuvasam just jumped to the pit.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch this, see what happens here.
Oh, Abby demolished his car.
Oh wow!
And we're going to go ahead and go
Straight
to
into
the
the
live
tires.
scene here. I'm going to mute my mic just 1 second and I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, you see Abby here having to tow his car. Hopefully, he's got a fast repair. He can get back on the track to finish this race. Meanwhile, you still got Nick and Kevin up front. Kevin 2 seconds back from Nick. Nick has been dominating this entire race so far. To go in this race.
All right, I am back. Sorry about that. Abby did not want the
No, you're
caution, so
good.
we're going to keep it green. As
Keep it green. Okay.
Nick Nickerson's still in the lead. And this is going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm still watching this battle between Sahaj and Mason, man. Like they are just going at it with each other. I had to use your word spicy between these two.
See, I knew I could get somebody on it, and you just proved my point. Spicy does work. See, Wes,
uh,
if you're watching the broadcast, spicy works, man. Spicy always works.
but yeah, Mason was trying to go for an overtake off of the front straight going into turn one.
Yeah, yeah, it's actually it's fairly good here as Mason Smith still trying to get out here and try to take over Sahaj. Not exactly sure if he's going to be able to make it happen in these next 7 laps. Mason going to try to do it again. Just going to tuck back in and going to try to overtake, possibly going through a fast section of this track. But so far, Nick Nickerson still leading the race in dominating fashion with Kevin McCann right on his tail. Still a 1.8-second gap. So don't have to worry about him catching up.
Yeah, I'm riding along with Mason right now. Oh no, Mason goes off the track, takes some damage, but might be able to get back on.
I'm going to go ahead and jump to a replay here as I was focusing on Sahaj's car. And Mason Smith just, oh, he saved it from hitting Sahaj. Oh, that's a tough break for
He
Mason.
wanted to get that pass and was super aggressive, and it cost him unfortunately. But I think he might have to tow that car.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Yeah, it looks like. So let's go up here to Sahaj.
Pretty sure they were just going to keep it green. I did not hear anything over iRacing comms to whether or not they wanted a caution or not. So we're going to go ahead and keep it green here as there is 6 laps to go in this IndyCar race. As Kevin McCann and Nick Nickerson dominating with Sahaj Padir all the way in the back here, trying to hang on to P number 3, but he's got Frankie Franchicha catching up to him with Mark Gonzalez in P number 5.
Yeah, as long as Sahaj just keeps it smooth for the rest of the race, he can pretty much lock in that third place position. But meanwhile, up front, Kevin and Nick, this is going to be the battle to watch for these last coming laps.
Yeah, so far Nick Nickerson keeping that 2 second gap to 1.9 to 2.1 second gap over second place runner Kevin McCann, but anything can happen. It's not over till the checker flag is flying. So Nick gonna see what he can do and hopefully bring this number 2 Texaco IndyCar Delara IR18 into victory lane. As it looks like Sahaj is having a little bit more problems. It's going to allow the number 097 and 88 to kind of tail in as they're going into the corner here. And one thing I can say, the 097's got the draft with the number 88, so look for the number 88 and 097 to possibly catch the number 072 and make that pass with about 2 laps to go.
Yeah, so far these guys are putting on a great show tonight. They have been dominating the race the entire time.
Yeah, these two guys are for sure getting the laps in as Nick Nickerson. This is his first race of the season in the IndyCar series, and hopefully we get to see him out there for the Premier Series broadcasted by you on the HSR broadcasting services. Uh, that's the dirt track of Charlotte in the super late models. It's not going to be fun, but hey, man's got to do what a man's got to do. And Not gonna lie, I'm not the best. So make sure you keep the camera off of the number 38. If I wreck, don't even go back to watch the replay. Just keep on a trucking. Don't even worry
Yeah.
about it. I am not the best at the super late models. I'll take a 410 winged sprint car over the super lates. So that says something there. So excited to have the season start. Been waiting for it. Took one season off, actually 2 seasons off of 3, because they're going into 4. I took 4. Okay, no, look, I started season 4 of Premiere and didn't race season 5, didn't race season 6, didn't race season 7. So it took off 3 seasons, and finally going to make my comeback and see exactly what I can do with these different car, different track seasons.
Yeah, man, I'm probably gonna have to jump into that Thursday night league in the 87s.
Oh yeah, those are so much fun. Love running them, and there's some stiff competition in there. Me, Nick Nickerson, if he runs, Chris Hamilton, um, yeah, it just Kevin Foster. There's too much to name. As you know how I mentioned Abhi Vishwavasan was going for that top 10.
Yeah.
Well, the broadcaster curse lives on. Abhi sitting P number 11. So, Abby, if you do end up watching the stream, I do apologize for bringing the bad karma onto you. But we are inside of 5 laps to go. Still, Nick Nickerson holding that 2.2-second gap over second place of the 033 of Kevin McCann. And so far, the 097 has pulled away from the 88, but he's kind of tracking down the 072. And those are the only 5 cars on the lead lap. Everybody else is 1 lap down to 3 that are out on track still. And this is actually going to be a pretty exciting race coming down to the wire.
Yeah, Nick trying to increase that gap as much as possible between him and Kevin so that he can basically take the win
Away
away
from.
from.
Yeah. See, this is how I know it's meant to be. We can read each other's minds already. And, we, two great broadcasters think alike. But yeah, Nick Nickerson coming in here doesn't want somebody to win 3 in a row. He's going to show his dominance here. As I believe next Monday we go to, let me get here. I'll get the schedule. We go to Iowa Speedway Twin 150s. So 300 laps of racing next week. And I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a long night in the booth next week, but with it being Iowa, it's going to be a short 150 laps.
Another truck that or not truck, but another track that I absolutely love. Like I've always loved Iowa as one of my oval tracks. Definitely interesting, or looking forward to see what these guys can do on there.
Yeah, not gonna lie. NASCAR can take Darlington and bulldoze it and take it away forever. Uh,
I agree.
Not a fan of Darlington.
Yeah.
Never ran good there, but any other road or any other oval, I am perfectly fine with. Darlington, not so much. But if I have to race it, I will.
It's too.
Narrow.
It's just too narrow. Like you don't have any room to do anything. If you make one slight mistake, like it's gonna cost you.
Oh yeah, it could cost you big. As Nick Nickerson just took lap number 33. So 3 more laps to go for the race leader of Nick Nickerson. Still trying to open up that gap as it is over 8 seconds now. Not sure exactly what happened to our second place runner, Kevin McCann. Oh, and it
Oh, he
looked like he
actually
wrecked.
crashed.
And we're going to go
Yeah,
ahead
let's
and
go back to
take
see
it
what
back.
happened with him.
And oh, downshifts just a little
Oh,
bit, gets a little bit
wow.
loose, saves it. Then yeah, that's good driving by
He
the number
saves it.
033. That was a good save. Very good save.
That, yes, he. Luckily, that did not cost him his race right there.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good. As Nick Nickerson has caught up to the number 10 here, gonna try to push his luck, maybe get around the number 10 as the 10 just gives him the position, knows that he's the leader, doesn't want to fight him too much and too hard. As the number 11 is going back down pit road, I do believe, not sure what's going on. And Nick Nickerson has uh, clean track in front of him, as only the top 6 are on the lead lap tonight. And we're going to see if he can catch up to the number 8 of Kevin Hollywood Foster. But so far, after being 8 seconds away from Nick Nickerson, Kevin McCann has brought that gap from a 8.2 down to a 7.8, but now it's all the way back up to a 8.2. So maybe it's just the way that Nick Nickerson was getting into the corners, and with Kevin McCann being on the gas still, that allowed Kevin McCann to make up a couple of seconds as Nick Nickerson was decelerating while Kevin McCann was still accelerating.
Yeah, so Kevin's on lap 34 now. So with that gap in between him and Kevin, all he has to do is just keep running his line, keep it smooth, and just run these last 2 laps out and just take that first place away.
Yeah, I mean,
Bragging rights for the rest of the week.
yeah, bragging rights for the rest of the week indeed, as Nick Nickerson goes around for the last 2 times. Gonna try to make it a show up and win, as he signed up for the series but hasn't been able to get in the car until tonight. So we're gonna see Kevin McCann do what he can and try to break down that 8 second gap. But as like you said, with him having this big lead, you most definitely do not want to take any chances of ruining what could possibly be your first win in the IndyCar series.
Yeah, and from my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong, wins do not guarantee you a playoff spot because you have to continue to race throughout the season to be able to participate in playoffs. Is that right?
Correct. It is not win and you're in. It is win as many times as you want, but you have to be there in order to keep that points lead growing. You do get 2 provisionals, and those you might want to use wisely. But with Nick Nickerson not being able to be here for the first half of the season, with only 4 races left in the season, I don't think Nick Nickerson has a chance to win the championship. But he's looking to show, like, hey, just because I'm not here to win the championship, I'm still going to put a little bit of a fork in the road. As he has caught Kevin Foster, so Kevin Foster might go a lap down here if he can catch him in this next lap. So with that being said, it will if Nick Nickerson can catch and pass Kevin Foster, that would only be the top 5 on the lead lap. And so far, Nick Nickerson trying to get a good draft on the number 8 of Kevin Foster, not able to do so as of right now. But we do have a couple more straightaways to go, and that's where Nick can make up a lot of time on the number 8. And so far, still even. But you can just see how easy that car looks to be driven by the number 2 of Nick Nickerson.
Yeah, this is the final lap, correct?
Yes, sir. This is the final lap,
Oh,
and Kevin Foster is running like he's got nothing to lose as Nick Nickerson rounds the final corner, going to go up the hill. Not going to be able to. Oh, Kevin Foster loses it.
Rex on the final lap, and that's going to put him a lap down. But Nick Nickerson will win this race tonight at Road America, presented by Liquid Death Mountain Water. And he comes in, he shows up, and he shows out. Kevin McCann in P number 2, Sahaj Padir in P number 3, Mark Gonzalez in 4th, Frankie Franchicha in 5th, Matt Crockett in 6th, Kevin Foster in 7th. Well, actually, no, it might not be 7th. I think Mason Smith might get him.
Yeah,
So,
Sahaj coming across the line for third right now. So that is your top three: Nick, Kevin, and Sahaj.
as Nick's going to burn him down here in the NASCAR part where they do their celebrations, as Mason Smith was able to get around Kevin Foster, and the 99 of Keith Dixon will be able to do so as well. So move Kevin Foster down to P number 10. And unless Abby can make something happen with 2 laps, if he can get around here in like 30 seconds, you could see Abby Vishwasam get his 10th place finish tonight. But looks like it's not going to be able to happen as Kevin Foster is limping his broken car across the start finish line. And let's see if we can get a better camera view of this here. And there it is, Kevin Foster up over the hill, looking like John Gerard and Ricky Bobby at Talladega. Nice and slow, wins the race, and Kevin Foster will come home with a 10th place finish. Abhi Vishwasam in 11th, John Crane in 12th, James Cartman in 13th, Alex Carver rounding out your 14 car field. And now we're going to go ahead and get the top 3 to the broadcast waiting room. And Sahaj, where's Sahaj? And boom. I'm pretty sure you're able to move people in as well, correct?
Yeah, let me see if I can find them for you.
Third place, I'll go ahead and go down the running order as of right now while we get that figured out and get the top 3 in the booth.
You
As
want me to pull all of them in, Dylan, or
no, just do the third place finisher first, sir.
okay?
So
So
while
I'm gonna
we
drive this
do
live or
that here, and I believe I heard Sahaj in the booth. And Taryn, I'll go ahead and let you take away our third place finisher tonight.
Hey, Sahaj, welcome in, man. Congratulations on your third place finish. You were having quite the battle with Mason there for several laps until he tried to sit it in a little too hard. Tell me what you were thinking while you were going head to head with him there.
I was definitely just trying to keep my cool, trying to keep Mason behind me because I knew that after a while his tires would fall off. I think he was on alternates, so I was just trying to keep him behind me, avoid having to repass him. Sorry to Mason, I overraced you a shit ton. I can curse, right?
No, that is $1 for the swear jar.
Uh,
That is another dollar for the
uh,
swear jar.
it was only SH. You don't know what I was gonna say. Uh, but yeah, sorry to him. That was really fun. I was grinning way too much. But yeah, definitely know where I need to improve on these road courses. And I'll be better next week.
All right,
Yeah,
Sahaj.
that was a great race between you guys. It was very fun to watch.
What we've
Thank
all
you.
been waiting for all day while you were racing. How do you pronounce your last name?
It's Paddy R.
Padhiar. Okay.
Paddy R. Yep.
Padhiar.
Yeah,
All
that's it.
right. Well, sorry about that, Taryn. I kind of had to get his last name figured out there for myself, but yeah, I'll go ahead and let you continue with your third place interview.
I pretty much I'm good over here. Again, congratulations. It was a fun race to watch, and we look forward to seeing what you can do the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you.
Um,
Oh yeah, also shout out to JPad and all those guys for sponsoring me.
Oh, well, yeah. See, I was just getting ready to ask you if you had any sponsors, anybody want to give a shout out to, and you beat me to the question, so we'll go ahead and let you get out of here, hang out with your teammates, and put a dollar, $2 in that swear jar for us at CRN.
All right, thank you guys.
Yes, sir. And I will go ahead and get the second place finisher of Mr. Kevin McCann. Kevin, this is Dylan and Taryn in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Kevin.
Hey guys,
Oh,
sorry about
there he
that.
is. Yo, you're
Hey.
fine. Um, so you finished P2 here. You've kind of been MIA here as of late since the Next Gen Series on Fridays got canceled, but you were putting on a clinic over there, and now you come back over here and put on a clinic and finishing P number 2 tonight. Kind of walk us through how that race fared for you. We did see you go off the track a couple times here and there, but so far kept the car clean. Kind of give us a rundown how the tires felt after a couple laps heating them up.
Yeah, I didn't get much practice on the primaries, and I knew that I was still trying to figure out even in qualifying what the correct tire was going to be, but I saw everybody else pretty much up front with the primaries, so without much practice going in there, the whole first stint I really struggled to get the car to rotate in the corners. It was just really tight, so it's making all the in-car adjustments I could there, trying to figure that out. Made quite a few mistakes, uh, and that was pretty much the story all night long. Just trying to figure out how to make that car turn and save the tires and not make many mistakes there. And then toward the end, I felt like I could keep up with Nick. Um, I wanted to stay as close to him as I could, hopefully force him into a mistake, but I really abused my tires there, keeping up with him. And there toward the end, with about 5 to go, I just unfortunately lost the rear of the car. That was pretty much it was a rear limited track. I felt like once you got the car set up right, and it was really tough not to overheat the rear tires, and I unfortunately did, trying to keep up with him there. But good win to him, and yeah, I'll take P2. Not where I wanted to be, but I'll take it.
Yeah, going into the Twin 150s next week, how do you think you're going to fare on another short track if of Iowa? Nick kind of showed his presence as of late here with only four races left in the season. But now you go to another short track. Are you confident in your racing abilities to run on Iowa, or is that going to be a little bit of a different task for you to comprehend?
No, I feel like I should be pretty strong there. I feel like I've got the ovals dialed in there. I think I've got a couple oval wins this season, so feel pretty good there. I know Nick; he's a good racer, so be interesting to see what he shows up with next week. If he shows up, I know a couple other guys here, like Kevin Foster. He's pretty good on the oval, so I think it's going to be an interesting race. Probably some good battles up front.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be one to watch. Is you and Kevin Foster and other guys in company. But before we let you get on out of here for the night and celebrate with anybody down there and talk the talk, is there anybody want to give a shout out to and special thanks?
Yeah, just thank you guys for doing the broadcast, and shout out to everybody out there that came out tonight. Good racing, clean racing from what I saw. So looking forward to next week.
All right, that was our second place finisher, Kevin McCann, and gonna bring up the race winner, Mr. Nick Nickerson. And Taryn, I'll let you go ahead and take over the race winner tonight.
Hey, Nick, I know we talked to you during the race earlier, during the caution, but you were pretty dominant all race tonight. So, walk me through what you were thinking, what your strategy was throughout that race.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, I just first race that I've actually ran in this series. So I really didn't know what to expect. I haven't ran these cars in official and God forever. I do like to turn hot laps on them in like the time trials and stuff, the official time trials with iRacing, but that's pretty much all the practice I had out of it. So I really didn't know what to expect as far as like strategy and like how the tires wear out in like long runs. So I was just trying to keep the car underneath me, try not to go flying off the track because it's super easy to do on this, or lock the tires up going in a couple of those slower corners. Um, it's pretty much it, man. And I just kind of winging it and kind of seeing where the fuel was going to get me, and um, it paid off. I know Kevin there was he had some speed there on that second stint, and I wasn't blowing qualifying laps every single lap, but I was trying to maintain the distance, and he was giving me a good run up until I think maybe he went off track or something. It's unfortunate, but it was a good run for him. And yeah, man, that's a good race.
Yeah, we could definitely tell from up here, later in the race, your back end of your car was starting to get a little bit loose, but you were still, hanging on to that thing and, had no issues with it whatsoever. And yeah, Kevin was trying to give you a run for his money until he made that small mistake at the end, and that basically sealed the victory for you.
Yeah, can't complain to get a win on the first race, returning back to course. So that's always nice. Um, yeah, and I don't know. I guess just have to thank you guys for putting on a broadcast, man. I look forward to watching this. I'll probably watch sometime tomorrow when I'm at work. And yeah, thanks to everybody that participates. Carl, all he does for the league. Um, I haven't been around for quite some time. I don't know if anybody else has kind of taken over a lot of the senior leadership, but I appreciate all the work everybody puts into these leagues, man. They're tons of fun.
Yeah,
For sure. Dylan,
I,
did you have anything for Nick?
yeah. Well, welcome back. Like you said, you may not be able to make every single race, but I'm pretty sure the races that you can make, you're gonna make it a hassle for anybody to get around them, save tire, save fuel, help them out, and still do it 10 times better than them. But not really any questions, but only I guess question I would have is next week. We go to Iowa for the Twin 150s. Not sure if you're going to be able to make it or not, but how do you feel about Iowa and the IR18?
Yeah, I want to try to make that. The oval racing with these things are just a whole different ball game. Um, that's where you have to worry about saving tires and how you approach corners and the lines that you're taking. You can't be drafting. Yeah, you got to worry about arrow push big time, especially like corner exit. So it's very difficult to pass in the oval racing with these things, but the short tracks are a little bit better because you got that higher downforce package, so it might be pretty fun. Iowa's a blast. I mean, I remember the back in the day when I ran, not particularly the IR18s, but the DW12s and the original Delara. I forget what designation that has. It was a blast on Iowa, just because there is a point when it becomes multi-groove, and you can run 1 and 2 a little bit higher, and 3 and 4 up at the wall or down at the line. Um, Hopefully we get the weather and the track that permits that kind of racing, at least eventually at some point in the two races. But it should be fun. I hope it's fun. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
All right, well that's gonna do it for me, and I'm pretty sure you already went over this, but before we get on out of here, would you want to give anybody another shout out or special thanks?
Man, just everybody that participates in these leagues. And iRacing makes it, it's such a fun hobby. And it's crazy. 15, 20 years ago, I never thought I'd have this much money into one specific hobby and having so much fun. And meeting all the cool people out there around the country and the world, and just a blast, man. And
Yeah,
just appreciate everybody.
yeah, it is a blast, and well, that'll do it for our race winner tonight, Nick Nicholson. Gonna go ahead and let him get up here and hang out with everybody in general chat. But good win tonight, Nick, and hopefully we start seeing you more soon out here in the Core Racing League.
All right, man. I appreciate it. See you soon.
See you soon, buddy.
Thanks, Darren.
All right, that was our race winner, Nick Nickerson, and that's going to do it for tonight. But before we get out of here, I'm going to go ahead and run down the final running order. It will be Nick Nickerson finishing first, Kevin McCann in second, Sahaj Padhir. I already messed up the last name, but it's okay. In P number three, Mark Gonzalez in fourth, Frankie Franchicha in fifth, Matt Crockett in sixth, Matthew Prentice in seventh, Mason Smith in eighth, Kevin Dixon in ninth, Kevin Foster in 10th, Abhi Visuvasam in 11th, John Crane in 12th, James Carmen in 13th, and Alex Carver rounding out your 14-car field. That will do it for me tonight. Thank you again to Taryn stepping in and helping me with the broadcast. And you will catch me tomorrow night with Kevin Young as the Truck Series goes to New Hampshire as they get ready to close in on the playoff race, and it's a tight battle for points. So you'll catch me in the booth tomorrow night, and then you will catch HSR in the booth with Taryn on Sunday with the Premier Series doubleheader on HSR Broadcasting. That will do it for Dylan McDonald and Taryn in the booth. Uh, Taryn, do you have any closing or final words before we close this thing out?
Yeah, I just want to thank you for letting me join in up here with you today or tonight, and I had fun watching these guys, and like I said before, I'll definitely get familiar with the names, and hopefully I'll see them in the Premier League on Sundays.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for me and Taryn. Make sure you guys take care and brush your hair.
All right, have a good night, Dylan.